blood of Nnamdi Kanu. Welcome to the news. The news details. The man dies in all who keep silent in the face of tyranny. In any people that submit willingly to the daily humiliation of fear, the man dies, Wole Soyinka says. Currently, there are allegations of maltreatment and the taking of blood sample of Nnamdi Kanu, the freedom fighter of indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, while in detention, awaiting trial for treasonable felony. Some Nigerians have said a number of things in favor and against the IPOB freedom fighter, as well as the IPOB as a terrorist organization. From such comments, anyone can get the impression that many Nigerians are floating in the air with regards to the real issues taking place in the country. There had also been some gossips with regards to the death of late Dr. Obadiah Malefia, whose revelation earned him some chats with security operatives. There was also a flashback that one military macho man who taught Ogoni people some lessons once boasted in public that he knew over 240 ways of killing human beings, one of which requires the blood samples of he who must die. So, the issue of blood sample of anyone in detention raises a number of questions. Mystery of the blood. Current research in blood chemistry has advanced so far that DNA technology and cybernetics stand as means of doing great exploits in the art of killing human beings in Cold War. Without going too far into this issue, it is needful to say that blood is a bridge to life and death. Thus, there is more to vaccines and blood samples than what average Nigerians know. Particularly for the black race, there are secrets which would not see the light of the day, arising from unconventional research findings. Studies in cybernetics, especially as instruments of social control, have advanced to an alarming stage that Nigeria authorities must take interest in what is brewing in that sector. For example, through internet and other electromagnetic devices, some human beings can be connected, controlled, and sucked into the vortex of unimaginable global gangsterist groups. What would be inquired include blood radiation, fingerprints, NIN, and so on. What is known as DNA mapping, which requires individual blood sample, includes knowledge of the right use of peculiar radiations from vegetables, plants, colors, and sound or tone to match with individual blood system for various purposes. What is known as ectoplasm, derived largely from plants, can serve the purpose of connectivity, whereby all roads are open for psychic invasion. There is also a device known as superconducting quantum interferometer device, SQUID, used for detecting and interpreting the state of an individual's blood radiation and personal aura. Those facts are being mentioned here because while we are engrossed with politics of stomach infrastructure, the rest of humanity are advancing fast, whereby the black race becomes the fall guy in a predatory world. Why not sounding alarmist? It is needful, as suggested by Professor Adeoye Lambo, long ago that, that Nigerian leaders and their advisors be subjected to mental clearance tests. We may not believe it, but it is true that infusing occult blood into target individuals is a practice that can be obtained for a fee. Without opening a can of worms, there is a need to warn Nigerians against talking glibly and carelessly, whereby we expose our utter ignorance in vital issues. As a global village, no country is an island, even when a nation chooses to operate as if it is free from global watch. Taking the detention of Nnamdi Kanu as an example, we find that his alleged arrest or abduction in the foreign country exposes Nigeria to a global watch, especially with some Nigerians allegedly volunteering huge reward to whoever would make such feat possible. The questions has been asked repeatedly: is Nnamdi Kanu's most biting challenge a terrorist? Prior to 1966, keen watchers of the affairs of Nigeria saw obvious signs and indicators that all was not well unless some drastic was done to stop the trend. Therefore, the first military coup of January 15, 1966 was the culmination of a rising expectation of some drastic change. Surely, that attempt was a failure, largely because of sabotage, characterized by pointing fingers in the wrong place. That same fall guy tactics and strategy feature prominently in present charge for why all is not well with the Nigerian state. Who fears restructuring? Similarly, the infusion of occult blood in political affairs is not a strategy which many Nigerians know about. These strategies involve the use of paid agents to create diversions, confusions, and divisions, while something else is being perfected. When Nelson Mandela was a leading freedom fighter in South Africa, those hired to rubbish him were his own people. Martin Luther King Jr., as a freedom fighter for black emancipation in USA, was murdered by a black assassin hired and groomed by state spin doctors to eliminate the nuisance. That old strategy of using members of your own household to infuse occult blood into your system as a prelude to kill you is still in vogue, perfected. We have come to the end of the news. Thank you.